Ooh, child. I'm finally able to do this video. Finally. On the Way Up Atlanta, season finale, season 3, y'all. If y'all don't know what On the Way Up Atlanta is, it's a YouTube series following a bunch of talented artists of all kind, whether they're acting, singing, rapping, screenwriting, whatever, on YouTube, based in Atlanta. They're great. So anyway, I've been reviewing it, and I love the show. I've been watching since season 1. I got started on the show from DJ, one of the cast members, and I watched, I think, the first 2 episodes of season 3. Then I went back and watched season 2 and 1 and got hooked like a fish. And now I'm back, and there you go, right? Okay, so I'm well versed in the tea and what's going down, etc. with the different characters and stuff. I hate that I'm not going to be able to go to the reunion this year, but hopefully, with the grace of God, if they come back, I can definitely come next year and, get some things going and meet everybody and stuff. I would love to, because, I think they're all great, honestly. And it just seemed like a good time, Ow! Okay. Okay, so they're still on this retreat, child. These therapists, they just looking. They don't know what to say, what to do. We're still on this retreat where everybody's there and they're trying to come together and settle their issues with themselves and with the group. And yeah. So we see first on this episode, we see Mayday and the therapist, and they're talking, and basically, in so many words, she wants him to basically take a moment and take a moment for self-healing, and take a moment for, yourself, and not be so much about work to the point where maybe like your relationship with yourself and your relationship with your significant other, and just your relationship start to suffer. Like, just know when it's time to put down, the notepad, or when it's time to get out of the studio and just be like, okay, am I okay? Just self-care and self-health, and also to know that, you're the shit, and just to be proud of yourself and stuff. And Mayday's definitely accomplished, and he's talented, and all the good stuff. So, yeah. Okay, so next we see Trey and DJ. Now they going back and forth. Last episode, I think it ended with them going back and forth, and now this is the continuation, my God. So we see Trey and DJ with the therapist in the middle. She just looking like, child, they going back and forth, child. This is too strong, high. Their legs look good. I was like, oh, they oiled up, everything. See, I'm thinking different stuff. Let me stop. See, that's inappropriate. That's out of line, guys. That's so out of line. But they was just going back and forth, child, and it was a mess. DJ's whole thing is, I just want you to admit that you posted the post about me, which basically Trey posted a post on Instagram stories, I believe, and basically said that, I can't fool with nobody who's sitting with my enemy and blah, blah, blah. And DJ felt like the post was about him. Trey claims that it was just an in general post. The post was not specifically about DJ. DJ thinks differently about it. And so Trey was just like, it's an in general post and all that kind of stuff. But I am wondering, like, why are you hanging with Brandon, a person that clearly him and I don't get along, and we have this issue? And to see from the trailer, apparently, because Trey said that he posted that post because of the trailer that he saw when he saw that DJ and Brandon was in multiple scenes together. So then he was just like, oh, well, what's going, like, how you my friend, and da-da-da-da-da, and, you know, and posted it. And DJ was just like, no, it's not about that. And, you know, it was just a lot of going back and forth, and people was walking by in the back. We saw Phil walk by, and then Kamori, he ended up walking by, and Kamori actually sat down, and that's when DJ started asking Kamori questions about, you know, I think he brought up Mayday by basically saying, because DJ was trying to make the point of saying that Trey don't hang with nobody on this cast outside of Mayday and Kamori and DJ. And, you know, it's just like, basically just wanted him to admit that the post and everything was about him, and Mayday would not be hanging with Brandon and all that kind of stuff. And so, you know, it was a lot. It was a lot of back and forth, child. And the therapist, child, she was just chilling. She ain't said nothing, child. So DJ ended up getting up and leaving and walking out. I said, Lord have mercy. So he goes out there to talk to Destiny. And Kamori and Trey are in the room talking with the therapist still there. And, you know, Kamori brought up a good point. He brought up how sometimes when Trey has issues, or when there's an issue that Trey has with a friend or whatever, that he will shut down and not want to talk about it. I'm kind of the same way in a sense, but just not with friends, just like in general. I try to avoid confrontation as much as possible. It's not something that I enjoy. It's not a good feeling for me. It's just very much like, if you do something to me, disrespect me somehow, hurt me somehow, I'm just gonna like cut you off and block you and act as if you never exist. And that's not always, I guess, the best thing to do. It is the adult thing to talk it out and have the conversation. If you actually care about the relationship. Now, if you don't care too much about the relationship and stuff, and you're just like over it for whatever reason, then I feel like it's okay to just walk away without a response. Or if you know that responding to the person or talking to the person that you have an issue with is going to create a bigger issue because they are just rowdy and, you know, don't know how to act without fighting and stuff. And if you don't feel like being bothered with their energy, then, you know, I should say you should do like Keisha Cole and let it go as well. But in this situation, DJ and Trey seem like they both somewhat care about their friendship and want to continue it. Although I don't think it's gonna happen, unfortunately. So that was a good point Kamori brought up. And also Trey revealed to Kamori what Trey could not reveal to DJ, but basically saying that I don't rock with DJ no more, or pretty much that I just don't trust him because he's hanging with my mortal enemy right now, which is Brandon. And I just can't sit with you and feel comfortable talking to you because I don't know what you're going back and telling what I said. And if Trey was just basing his opinion off of the trailer that he saw, because he has not physically been around as much and apparently know the T in the group, according to him, you know, then that would make sense to me. You know, if he was just going strictly off of what he heard or what he saw as an outsider, you know, looking in. But I think it's just a lot that's been going on behind the scenes, and specifically with Trey and DJ. I think that they have been distant for a long time for whatever reason. There may be deeper issues there, as I've always said, and or they just grow apart. Sometimes you don't have to have a beef with somebody to just naturally grow apart. You know, when you guys' lives is going in two different directions, that could also be the case as well. And neither party like either cared enough or was just too busy enough to even realize it before it was just like, too late. And you ended up connecting with certain people. It's just like, well, hey, I mean, you ain't talk to me no more, friend. You don't really fool with me like that, so I'll get ready to hang with them. Not that it's intentional. Like, I'm intentionally avoiding you. It's just like, well, you ain't around, so who the hell else I'm going to talk to and, bond with and film with and stuff. So, it's stuff. It's stuff, right? Well, that was ghetto, wasn't it? Asking me if I'm going to edit it out. Show, like, y'all going to take this monstrosity. You hear me? I got my phone set up on this little thing and it fell. Hopefully it don't fall again. But anyway. So, we're going to ignore that or try to. Anyway, okay, so what else happened, y'all? I'm already good in talking in this video, so I ain't finna restart and do all that, y'all. Y'all take the hood shit over here, yeah? Okay, so, let me see. Nebraska, she had a therapy session, and my heart broke for Nebraska. She lost her mom due to a stroke, and she also lost her fiance. I knew about that, but I didn't know about her mom and stuff, and I lost my dad, years ago, 3 years ago, actually, August 20th, 3 years ago. And that's also when I met the rest of my siblings on my dad's side, because I didn't grow up with them. I grew up with my mom's side of the family. And so I met my dad later on in life. And, he was, already sick and stuff. And, already had liver cancer and stuff. And so, yeah. But, yeah. I can only imagine losing my mom, and God bless Nebraska. She's a strong girl, and she really didn't want to talk about a lot of stuff and break down in that moment, which I understand. That's tough to talk about. So we're gonna pray for the DP. So then we get to the table scene, child, but everybody's sitting around the table, including our good sis Raven with the braids, who's sitting beside DJ. I didn't know her name for a while because she didn't really talk or, that much. She wasn't like a main character on the show. But, now I know her name, Raven. And so the therapist, they decided to play this game. Well, it was a bag, and there were different questions that was put in the bag. Now, see, originally I thought that it was the therapist who put these questions in there, but apparently it was the cast that put these questions in the bag, and I was like, oh snap, here we go. Okay, child, when I tell you it went down. I mean, from the first question, it was just shade to shade to shade to shade to shade to shade to shade. Now, mind you, for my line of work, I enjoyed it, but if I was actually there and in the midst of it and in some of the drama, I probably wouldn't enjoy it as much. But I was just like, it was a ping pong session. I said, dear God in heaven. Okay, so Lord, let me see. Who got the bag first? I think it was DJ. And they asked, he got the question of who wants to go on tour and all that. And it was like, oh, we all down for a tour and yada yada pretty much. And Kamori was just like, I'll be there to promote it, etc. And then it was Kamori, and Kamori was the next person that got the bag. And his question was, basically, do Brandon and Trey, asking Trey, do they see him and Brandon being friends? And Trey was just like, well, before the diss track and before all that other stuff, maybe, if it was a couple of months ago, but because of how things have panned out, then no. They asked Phil, hold on, I wrote something, trying to feel into. Oh, they asked Brandon, did he want to respond? And he said, no, I'm okay. So then Nebraska got the bag next, and Nebraska was like, oh, hell, here we go again. And she was just like, Brandon, this question is for you. Is it true that you took time out of your day to create a collage? And Brandon was like, yeah, I had time. And, and then Kamori was pretty much over it at that point. Kamori, child, when Kamori get mad, he is mad. You hear me? He's so entertaining. I don't even think he realized it, how entertaining he is, but he really is a good character on the show. Really, all of them is. You know, I was going to do a video originally when I first started the season out. I was going to do a video on who I feel like should stay, who I feel like should leave the show, and who should maybe come back as like a B character or whatever, what have you. But my opinion has changed as the season that went out, and I honestly would love to see every single one of these people come back on this show, because we need to see the outcome of this season. We need to see the progress. Or new relationships are going to get made, created, or some relationships never going to be rebuilt again. It's like we just need to see the tea, and plus we need, you know, more music and stuff. So I would love to see all of them come back, but we'll see, child. Let me see. So yes, Kamora as a Brandon. So what's your problem with me? What's your problem with me? And Brandon was like, well, you know my problem. You know, Brandon real nonchalant, cool. It's like, man, look, you know my problem was the bowling alley and whoop to whoop. Right? And it just got heated from there. Brandon and Trey was kind of having this, Trey and Kamori was kind of having this ping pong match back and forth where they were kind of, you know, going at Brandon or whatever. I don't think it was like their intention to like kind of gang up on him in that moment. It just kind of worked out. We two people that got an issue with this dude, and we just, you know, let's make it happen, you know. Okay, let me see. Brandon claimed that he came to apologize to Trey apparently after their interaction and stuff, but apparently Trey did not accept it, or he accepted it like behind the scenes, but in front of the camera it was like a whole mess and created a situation and stuff. I was just like, Lord Jesus. And then, you know, that's when Trey got heated. And one thing I will say about Brandon is that I would like is Brandon don't really let his guard down, and he don't really like is that vulnerable at times, when I feel like if he showed a little bit of vulnerability, situations would not escalate to a certain level. And if you showed just like a little bit of remorse or caring, or, you know, that you would like to resolve the situation, I do think things would go over a little bit better. Not that you can change the other person and what they say or how they feel or nothing like that, but I just think that it would just go over better overall, you know, for the group's sake. That is one thing that, but Brandon, it shows vulnerability to other people, and, you know, but I guess, I don't know, I'm not in a situation, and when you mad and somebody coming at you and cussing and stuff, I mean, of course you're going to give it back. So either that, or you just going to shut down and just be like, child, boo. You know, I ain't finna apologize to you when you giving me all that feeble. So, I mean, you know, I'm a Libra, so I can see. I don't know why it's always yelling outside my window. Oh, God, I tell you. You gotta love neighbors, I tell you. Hey, all right, bye. Oh, where you going? All right, bye. Going in the house. So, let me see. What else happened, y'all? So then Sonny got the bag. And Trey said this infamous line, you can't sit with me, child. And I was like, ooh, I was waiting for that all season. Yes. So then Sonny got the bag, child, and they asked Phil, basically, did you prompt Brandon up to go after Trey? And Phil was just like, no, I didn't do that. Trey, Mayday, he was over it at that point. He got up and left. He said, I'm tired of y'all. I am sick and tired. Sick and tired of what? This. And he got up and left, child. I said, well, let me see. Okay, so the girls, it went from Sunny, I think, to Raven and then Ebony. And Raven, she took the bag. And she said that while she haven't came around this season and blah, 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 I thought her response would have been, because I ain't no main cast member, whatever. But she went on this whole spiel about, how basically she has not bonded with anybody, and things that they do, things they say, the drama I'm not in no mess with y'all. And it's just, I'm looking at her face now while they're arguing and stuff, and it was hilarious. But she basically was just like, look, I got more things going on. I got 4 kids. I got a lot of stuff. And, that's pretty much why. Which I respected what she had to say. I do feel like she could have said it a little nicer. But that's so Raven, I guess. Okay, and Ebony kind of, piggybacked off that, but said it in a much more lovely way. We love our Ebony. And she basically was like, look, I'm just out here trying to make it, and a lot of the drama and the foolishness ain't got nothing to do with me, and it's draining and tiring and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, child, it is. I would like to see some of the drama between the girls, though. It's always the dudes getting into it. I want to see the girls go at it and pull hair and act a fool. I would love to see that. Okay. Y'all, clearly it's a spirit. Okay. Is something happening? See my toothpaste stain? Y'all, this video's all over the place. I know y'all watching this video was like, this is the most hood. Well, look, some of y'all done been there, I'm sure. From there. I'm from there. It is what it is. We do the best that we can in life, right? So we're going to keep going. I'm just going to sit in this one spot. I can't take it. I can't. So, yeah, moving on from that. Phil has grown over the situation. He's just over it. And Phil has been through a lot of his life since the show. And, he was just like, I just basically got bigger fish to fry. And, I think he's just in a different place. So we love Phil and we praying for Phil. Trey and Kamori, at one point they break off and go into the kitchen, and Kamori is going off. The fuck you think this is? And Kamori's at the food. Kamori's showing out. It was the Kiki. And all I can think about was I love Kamori's chain, that K, and I love Trey's shirt. It was a beautiful shirt Trey had on. Okay. Nebraska and Brandon had a situation where Nebraska wanted Brandon to take accountability. And Brandon felt like Nebraska was coming at him in that moment. He just wasn't trying to hear nothing that she was saying. And he felt like Brandon played a part in the whole Dave and Buster situation. And she also was personally offended by it because her daughter was there and she brought everybody there to meet her daughter. And so it hit a little differently for Nebraska. But when you're in a heated debate where people are already coming at you, and then when you have your one friend there or your main friend there and they're kind of going against you too, you're not going to take it well. And Brandon didn't take it well. I hope that they're okay in real life, though, Brandon and Nebraska, because I do like their friendship, actually. Yeah, so it was just a lot happening. Mayday had came back to the table. I love Mayday's earrings. And, he basically said that it was a blindsided situation at Dave and Buster's. It was a hot mess, kind of like how this phone keep dropping. And, he was just like, it was just a lot. It was a lot happening. Kamori was upset with Phil because he wanted Phil to take accountability and, for how he did and what happened at the bowling alley and how he contributed to it, etc. Like I said, I love Phil, but Phil was rude to Kamori in that instance. Like I said, I understand that he expected Trey to be there and stuff, but I didn't really understand the big interrogation of Kamori of like, okay, Trey's not here, blah, blah, blah. And then, that's when Kamori said what Trey, I guess, told him to say or said. And then, the whole thing just kind of went downhill from there. But yeah, at this point, I just think it's just best to let it go. Personally. And just accept people for their growth and who they are. And if you agree to move on, then move on. You know? But you got to stop holding grudges and just accept it. And if people keep showing you who they are, then just drop them, yeah. That's how I feel. I guess that's in general, right? Brandon, he had a phone conversation with his homegirl and was talking to her about the whole situation. You know, he was really upset, understandably so. Nobody wants to feel ganged up on in any situation, right? And then later on he had a conversation with Nebraska, and they were going back and forth, and he was just like, Nebraska, I just can't believe you and what you said, and I thought you had my back, you my girl. And Nebraska was just like, no, I was just telling the truth, Brandon. And then it got kind of heated between them, which kind of made me sad, you know, because they're really close. But good friends argue and stuff sometimes and get into it. Brandon's feelings was hurt in that moment, and which I understand that. So yeah, I don't know. This reunion should be good. I'm not sure when the reunion is coming, but it is coming, guys. So yeah, everybody looked beautiful. Everybody looked great. I love DJ's pink. I love Trey's purple. I love Mayday's outfit. I love Kamori's outfit. Destiny looked beautiful. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what the reunion gives, child. It looks spicy. I can't wait. With that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Iskins on Instagram and Twitter, at Iskins89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, Mr. Chalaki on Cash App and PayPal, Chasey Boy on TikTok. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.